大家好，我是索啦。这个人有抄袭这一首歌吗？So a fan reached out and asked us if this singer 是罗志祥嘛，对不对？
时间管理大师 ，Hey, he's badass. You gotta say.
He's actually from the first Chinese verse I know really has 美国时间呢。
在台湾也会有美国时间，好厉害。
Maybe because 他有时差 ，he's got time to spare. You know what I mean?
有时间差，
有时间差就可以差，
所以就有时差高配。
So that's not what we want to talk about today.
We need to chill them.
We got issues. 罗志祥 is being accused, actually it's not him, it's his producer. He's being accused of copying this 首歌。
Yeah， 抄袭呀。
说是抄袭吗？ I think maybe because like 我是音乐制作嘛 I make music. So I think you have two different types of ears. You have like your listener ears and you have producer ears.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, throughout the whole world in the age of the internet, everybody is copying everybody. So when it comes to art, especially music, it's just how do you take an existing idea and make it fresh with your unique spin on it? And I think we also have different definition of 抄袭. So first, we need to make clear, we need to have a 6-step checklist of what is 抄袭. And if you check all 6 things on this list, then man, you might need to go to fucking jail, son. We'll say all 流行的音乐 is broken up into 2 parts. 中高音 and 低音. The 中高音 is the melody, and the 低音will be the kick and the bass. And between these 2 parts, they both have melody. Whenever I say melody, most people just think, oh, 对啊，就是那个东西 you sing along with, right? But the melody itself can be broken down into 3 parts. The first part is phrase structure. So, phrase structure is, let's use ABC.
Okay.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You see, it's all the way the same, all the way through. But if I wanted to change the phrase structure, I could go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That is a different phrase structure. So I sing it in the same tune, but the way I sing it is different. Different position. Your position, my positioning is different. You know what I'm saying?
那个怎么撞的速度
It's all about your stroke game. Somebody like short strokes, some people like broad strokes, some people like that long stroke,
有
that
人
deep
喜欢
stroke.
9下顶1下这样子，有人喜欢有时差，有人喜欢一直顶。
So many different songs throughout all different styles of music could often use the same phrase structure. So that's just one. Even we use the same phrase structure for CCP as we did for Eminem.
The CCP ain't shit to me. Whoops, I offended you, I see.
So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see.
Copying phrase structure would be like a level 1 抄袭.
So everyone is level 1.
Everybody is level 1.
Really?
至少有 level 1. Okay? If you are not level 1, then
You are Mozart.
Yeah, seriously. Fun fact, ABCD was created by Mozart and then taken 100 years later and copyrighted by a German guy.
Really?
Yeah, real talk, real talk. So, after phrase structure, which is level 1, comes level 2, which is cadence. So, remember we talked about A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah.
What if I said A, B, C, D, E, F, G? You see how I emphasize certain letters?
Yeah.
That's the cadence. That's like how deep you go and how often you go deep. 如果有时差就比较有机会了，对吧？ So when it comes to cadence, although there are many different types, within music, especially pop music, a lot of the cadence can be similar. So I could go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like that. Where I just switched it, right? That's a different cadence. I emphasize different parts.
So it's reinterpretation.
Exactly. To take someone's cadence and change it up would be known as a reinterpolation. So level 2, copying the cadence, there are quite a bit of people who are level 2. Again, back to our CCP song. A small part of the fuga, we took the same cadence from Eminem. I'd say 75% of all pop songs use the same cadence, or at level 2.
Really?
Okay, so they have level 1 and level 2 covered. So if you check level 1 and level 2, you're pretty much average for creation of music. Now, level 3 is chord progression. Chord progression is where the melody takes you. So where you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the progression will be the second part. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. It goes up and then it goes down.
Yeah.
So if cadence is how often you go deep,
yeah,
then chord progression would be how often do you change position, maybe? Or where do you do it in the bathroom? Do you do it on the bedroom floor?
或者是他们是不是都跟同一个女生
Yeah. It really just depends on how much time you got. You know what I'm saying?
What is my progression today?
So, okay, I got 30 minutes. Let's do 5, 6, 7,
What the fuck?
That's why that motherfucker can dance so well, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Got a lot of
he
time
know-
on his hands.
Yeah, he know how to progression.
So in hip hop and in pop music, copying the same chord progression is not as likely, it doesn't happen as often, and in fact, that's why it's at level 3, because if you get past copying phrase structure, copying the cadence, to copying chord progression, that's a little bit sus.
但是不是有那个什么 four chords 都是一样的吗？
Four chords is actually sits in the realm of chord progression because, like we said, all pop music uses the same 4 chords,
Yeah.
right? But how you arrange them in the order that you put them in makes it least likely for people to sound exactly the same.
Oh.
Which is why chord progression is on level 3. So these 3 things, phrase structure, cadence, and chord progression make up a melody. And a song is split into 中高音 and 低音. Now, most people, they pay attention to the 中高音, but a trained ear or a producer not only hears the 中高音, they pay special attention to the 低音. Because the 低音, which is the kick and the bass, is the foundation. It is the anchor of the song. And even in nowadays, a lot of producers who use computers to make beats, they will start making a song with first getting the kick and the bass and then build everything around it. So, just like the 中高音, the 低音also has its own melody, which is broken into the same 3 parts. So for me, you need to check at least 5 to 6 of the items on the list before we can talk about that 抄袭 shit.
哦，那如果歌词也抄袭嘞？
如果你 copy 歌词就是超级掰好不好？真的。
不是抄袭，是超级。
对 ，cause that's like too obvious, you know what I mean? 这太直接了，太直接了。
超直白了。
So now we have a clear definition of what is 抄袭. So let's use this with our 6-point checklist and have a look at Trap Game and Lazarus. And we're first gonna look at the 中高音level 1, the phrase structure.
OK，
In Trap Game, actually the first part is different. It's similar, but he actually offers a lot of different change-ups. And the second part is 一模一样.
OK，
But what I like is that he's constantly changing it throughout. He actually take the idea and he expanded upon it. So props to the producer on this one. He actually used a really creative way. So I would say this is a half check.
OK，
Because he only used half the fuka. Only the tip. Tip game strong. Now, let's look at level 2, which is cadence.
Where they go deep.
Now, for the cadence, what I hear is it is exactly the same. Because the emphasis, they go deep in exactly the same places.
Oh.
Even though the change-ups are different, the Trap Game has more change-up than the original Lazarus. Where they go deep is at the exact same point.
Oh, OK，
So I would say check.
都是同个点，
都是同个
都顶同一个点。
都顶得好. Now, let's look at level 3, the chord progression. Now, for this, the chord progression is completely different.
Oh.
In Lazarus, there really isn't much of a chord progression. It just kind of is the same all the way through. But on Trap Game, it's constantly changing. Even the fuka at the beginning versus the fuka in the middle is different. I think the guy has ADHD. 他真的要差很多个地方。So again, props to the producer on this because he constantly offers new change-ups and constantly is adding new dynamics to it.
Okay.
So I would say no check.
Oh, okay.
So for the 中高音, I would say 1.5.
Okay.
Which is less than the average people in music. Now, let's look at the 低音 melody. So for the 低音, because it's hard for most of you to hear, so I actually broke out Logic and put in the tracks side by side because they're the exact BPM actually.
Oh, really?
And what we did was, remember we talked about high pass filter and low pass filter?
Yeah.
What I actually did with this is I put a low pass filter so all you can hear is the 低音. And you can listen for yourself. So let's first look at the 低音 phrase structure of Lazarus.
Okay.
So as you can hear, the kick and the bass go Now, let's listen to the phrase structure of the 低音 Trap Game. So for me, it is exactly the same. They hit the same high point in the exact same place.
Oh, okay.
But like we said, phrase structure is very commonly copied. Now let's listen for level 2, the cadence. Now with 低音, it's a little bit trickier. So we need to pay close attention and I'm gonna give you a visual aid to make sure you know exactly when 他们顶得到。
顶到哪个点？
As you can see, both songs are identical, not even 差一点点. Exactly, 他们顶的同样的地方.
So it's a check?
So it's a check.
Okay.
Yes. Now, the moment of truth, level 3, the chord progression. Now, for chord progression, usually the drums don't have chord progression. It's most commonly the bass because the bass can have its own melody. So we'll provide a visual aid, but also I want you to listen for something very special. Now, you see the visual aid, but you might not know what it means. Both songs use something known as transposition. And transposition is when you take one note and you play the same note but higher. So transposition is used to create chord progression within the bass. Transposition and chord progression in bass is very unique to the producer itself. So whenever you hear a similar chord progression in the bass, because it's the last place that you would think to actually copy, it's like, man, that shit is beyond sus.
Oh, really?
It's like, man, you have the right to remain silent, nigga.
Okay.
So, remember what I said before that most producers start their song off with the kick and the bass, literally the D, E?
Yeah.
Because those things are the anchor of the song. It would almost be saying like to have the same transposition and the same chord progression in the bass is like saying you have the same rough draft. You have the same
girl's name.
same girl's name, same gag game. I can keep going with this actually. So for both of these songs, their transposition not only happens in the same way, it happens at the exact same time in the same position.
Really?
Yes. And because the songs are the exact same speed, man.
So these three are check.
These three are check, like big check, like
okay.
hardcore check, yo.
But 那只有4.5分而已啊。
4.5分，对啊, we said 4.5分out of 6, right?
Okay.
So it's like, you better be careful.
You better be careful.
So for me, the 中高音 part of the song, he actually did really well. There was lots of change ups. He kept that shit fresh. For the D in, I think he could have done a lot more to kind of separate himself from, we won't say the original, because actually the song that people are accusing him of is a remix itself.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say that he could have done more changes and done more to separate it from that version that people say he copied, right? And I think this is very important, is whenever you are writing a song, creating a song, you need to think, how do I make this song uniquely my own?
Maybe 就是一样的啊，就是巧合啊。
Maybe it could be 巧合
Maybe it's
because
a
there's so many different songs.
Yeah, maybe 就是巧合啊。
Maybe 对啊，
歌词不一样就好了。
Yeah. But that's us. We want to know what you think in the comments down below. And actually, we should make a song to show you exactly what is 抄袭. I think that's going to be our next song we release is going to be exact 抄袭 of a very famous song. Our next song, see if you can figure out what song we 抄袭. But the lyrics 不一样啊, lyrics 不一样啊。
不一样，不是抄袭哦。
So, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, we will see you next time. Peace!